can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing, at least a little slice. Honestly, I'm an immaculate anomaly. I'm an organic organism, ain't no ordinary organs in them. I can't afford any synonymy. That's why my flow is like a cinnamon tsunami with the lemongrass. Ooh, ooh. Let me know what you wanna do. If you wanna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then kick it in the lobby. I got a lot to do. Ooh, I'ma watch what you gon' do. If you gon' build, I'm Bobby. If not, then chuck a deuce. You throwing off the vibe, and I don't got time. It's all about the vibe, all that I got time. I ain't got the goose, stack with me. Don't come through with bad energy. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time.
We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today we get this season started with an AFC East tilt right off the bat, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. "22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And off we go from MetLife Stadium.
そう、今シーズン開始ですね。まあこの前のシーズンは、まあ宿題2位だったんで、今シーズンは対戦戦がチームに比べてめちゃくちゃ多いんで、まあどうにか頑張っていかないとなっていう感じですね。
頑張れ。
ありがとうございます。いつからね、チェイさんも。
The drive starts with a run from H.N. and he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
まあこの前最後プレーオフで負けたのはこのジェッツですけど、その時はどこだ？エンドとエンド QB H.N. をかくって言って、
H.N. here, they stay on the ground. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? Just float from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
よし、取りたいですね。
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. A run straight ahead with H.N. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
This will be fielded at the 17. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
QB が悪いになってるんですね。全然知らん。
Here's Allen.
やっば。カバーしてしっかり。いやー、厳しいっすね、これ。ちょっとやることは変えずに、変わらずに。
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
もう一個左
And
行っ
he's
てあげ
up
たら
past the 20 to the 22-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week one. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made up near the 35. Looking to throw. Grove. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys. But you and I both know that's easier said than done. When the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Off play action. Grove.
And this is going
to be intercepted. Picked back linebacker Brian Asamoah. Down the left sideline. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six on a jet touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. When they controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides, they had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. Go up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Achane to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Grove. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands.
As early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And a great return here gets us one all the way down to the 26-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, knock it down at the 9. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following 17. Allen going to change this at the line. Firing quickly as Allen, that's complete. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately, so he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Now Allen.
いける。
He's got it.
なんか
Touchdown from 3 yards out. And the Jets are looking good here. The season openers are able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if it,
for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
Brought down at the 20.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2nd and 7 from the 20. In motion is Anderson.
Rifles
one, and that's going to be intercepted.
いやー、待てれ。さすがにアレンより早く走れ。ダメか。
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. 21-0 our score after 1.
21. Dolphins nothing.
It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
First down, Miami.
Looking to throw. Grove. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Grove.
And
that is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. They went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Grove. They set up the screen. H.N. has it. Almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Allen. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Here's 3rd and 9. Allen now looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now Allen again.
Completes it
once more to Anderson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Quick throw here by Allen, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Nice.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
絶対出てくる、あの違いよ。
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead.
朝向きがあってはいるんですけど。
Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Grove on the move to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll keep it on the ground. Winslow. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now 2nd and 9. Up the middle they go. Winslow. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here is 3rd down and 4.
マンツーマンだよ。
Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
And oh
my goodness, here's a 5th interception. It's the ex-Dolphin Minka Fitzpatrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Allen going to throw.
And this
will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now increase here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. And he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the first half.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And this is going to be caught. So they get 2 more on the half's final play, and they shave 8 off this deficit as we head to the break. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And the Dolphins have got it. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, That's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
And the Dolphins first down.
On 1st and 10, Grove. Throw caught by Achane. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
To throw on 2nd down, Grove. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down. Grove had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
And his kick here is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Hey, tight.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Alert!
Allen. It's King. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
The coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Stop.
To the right side.
いけない。ダメ
And
か
he。is going to have a Jets first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Dolphins' 33-yard line.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
これ。
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 45-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
いけるよ。素晴らしい。
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Grove. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
And goal at the 4-yard line.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. They'll look to throw again.
これ。ナイス。
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there with an amazing diving catch. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay,
なんで止まんのそこで。
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Jets are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick.
なんで取るの。
And the Jets have got it.
もう一個待てばね。
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
急にないで。ボールボールボール。
6 yards there on the keeper and 2nd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
あっぶねー、助かった。
He finds his man, complete. It's King. And down inside the 15 he goes. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
They'll run on first down. Winslow. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2. That's caught right side by Anderson. Touchdown! A great effort there. Now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Jets are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Dolphins 20.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
Out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Grove. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And now they're in the hurry up.
First down, Miami.
On first down, Grove. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
A gain of 19 yards. First down.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing middle, and it's complete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
もっと待てばよかったと思って
He's
ない
got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Yeah, they're going to speed things up here. Again, he'll drop to throw. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
First and goal, Miami.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
ダメ
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Grove. And now here's another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a jet touchdown. An extra point attempt to follow here. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this whole game. With self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throw right side, going to be covered by Waddle. Now he's free up the right sideline. Jalen Waddle, and down to the 28-yard line.
Just a breakdown there defensively. It looked like someone got their wires crossed because no one seemed to pick him up at all. He's running free, and there's not a quarterback in the league who's going to miss that throw. That's a huge play.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Off play action. Grove. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
A give left side. Here's Achan. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Pass taken in. It's been tight end. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Achan is going backwards here. They come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Off the play fake. Grove rolling to his right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation. They keep the football.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Grove. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
Now a handoff up the middle. Winslow. They'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 29, here's 2nd down and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Winslow, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Nice hit.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately... And my goodness, another interception. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for throw and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it's second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Hill looks to throw.
取れる。うわ、取れないか。
His throw incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance. The Panthers stats a bit, but as far as the actual lead, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. To the air again, Hill. It is caught at the 7-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up second down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know, it's really strange. I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, and a knee gets them to 1-0. This was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division, you knew the motivation.
オフェンスはちょっと、どうなんですかね。もうちょっといろいろやってみた方が良かったかなって気もしなくはないですけど、まあ、パスがみんなにパクられちゃうとちょっと話にならないんで、そうですね。これは終わりにします。ありがとうございます。